What's popping, YouTube? Back at it again. It's your boy E Business in this motherfucker. Make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe before we get into today's video. Y'all read the title? Let's get busy. Let's get busy. Why you should get in where you fit in. All right. This is why you should get in where you fit in. Um, there comes different phases and different situations and just life in general where you find a certain level of compatibility and chemistry between certain people, but just because you got chemistry with somebody doesn't initially mean that's a natural fit. You feel me? Y'all could just be two good people, on the surface. You feel me? It's a respectable level on the surface, but then when you start to get into the gist of what y'all want from each other, it might be a conflict of interest. You feel me? So that's why initially good friends doesn't always translate into good relationships. Let me just first off by saying that. You gotta get in where you fit in, and you gotta just understand where you're most susceptible at. You feel me? Where your nature is most accepted. And a lot of times, you have friends, family, that um and it could be a conflict of interest because while you're going on through the growth of life, people just seem to keep holding on to where they're most familiar of interacting with you as, or what have you been more of than you haven't been. You feel me? So when you're going through growth, friends and family are the worst kind of people to sit up there and identify those indications, because they always go back to the origin, the person you were before you started to go through these milestones and these certain different things in life that, you know, um, put you in a different mindset, just a different way of looking at things in general. And sometimes, for the most part, just becoming a different person all around. So that's why, you know, um, when it comes down to the differences between a friend and a stranger, the only differences between a friend and a stranger is you know more information in comparison than the other person. Doesn't mean a stranger is gonna treat you better than a friend, or vice versa. Is what I was going with. You feel me? Like, doesn't mean a friend is gonna treat you better than a stranger. You feel me? Because the respect factor it just depends person by person, because what respect is and who a person is and what kind of level of respect they deserve, it differs from person to person. You feel me? So you can't really sit up there and lean on what you're most familiar with and just have that be the end all be all of how people should appreciate you as a whole. You feel me? There's gonna be some people in your life that say they love you, and they just because they've been loving you for the longest, don't mean they've been loving you the best. You feel me? And you gotta be able to distinguish the two. Longest doesn't always be synonymous with best. You feel me? There's people that you meet in your life and it's just instantaneous respect because y'all coming from the same cloth. You feel me? The same background, the same pattern of thinking, and it's susceptible to each other. Other people, and it's all about self-esteem. When you have two people on the same level of self-esteem, then the compatibility level is more susceptible to be more cohesive because y'all coming from perspectives of level of respect that's really similar. When the self-esteem thing is a little bit off hinge, then that's where one person can feel a certain level of insecurity and it's not susceptible to the other person because they're operating and perceiving with a different kind of mindset. So that being said, man, all around you just gotta get in where you fit in, and just because you got family members or friends that try to downplay you, you feel me, and try to marginalize you so you can continuously fit in their narrative of how they want you to be inside of their story, and you start to grow out of that, you know, people are intimidated by that, and sometimes they can hold it offensive and really try to take stuff to the bank. So you can take that personal, but I advise people to don't take that personal, because the only thing you should take personal is your personal life and your direction. You feel me? As far as how people feel about you, that's always going to change. There's nothing you can really control to a certain extent. You can probably influence, but you can't control how somebody is going to perceive you at the end of the day. And if it's not susceptible to the respect level of your nature, your true nature, then it's just best to love people from a distance and just create that separation. You feel me? Can't sit up there and reason with people that's gonna sit up there and try to marginalize you just because maybe they don't like who they are. You feel me? And here be the craziest things, because the people that be having this level of low self esteem have the nerve to sit up there and look down on people in the process of this. This kind of complex, this kind of complex, for the most part, you have to realize that these people just don't have no level of respect for themselves nor for the people that's around them. You feel me? They just look for conflict and confrontation, and they really think that they're right, but for the most part, these people just live in a false reality. You feel me? And they think just because they can be mean, you feel me, and bitter, you feel me, um, they think that they're right. You feel me? And at the end of the day, just because you said it the loudest or you had the most words doesn't mean you're initially right. So with that being said, stay away from these kind of people, man. They ain't really got nothing too much of no substance of what's going for them, and to reason with them is just it's just no point. So with that being said, man, thanks for watching. Feel me? I got more videos on the way. I'm up out of here.